Yes, people. How are we all doing? How are we all doing? You know, get the fucking hat off. We'll mess around with the hair. We'll sort it out. How are we all doing, people? Welcome, one, welcome all to the Liverpool versus Leicester preview. We've got 45 minutes till kickoff. We are here. This is a big game for us. Newcastle slipped up. Newcastle slipped up on Saturday against Leeds. Manchester United didn't slip up, but they can do. Bournemouth, I'm looking at you. Bournemouth, I'm looking at you. You're the ones. But we still have to get our job done. And we go to Leicester today with a job to do. And I back the boys to get this job done. I back them. If you haven't seen the team news, let's get through it real quick. It is Alisson in goal. It is Trent Alexander-Arnold. It is Virgil van Dijk and Canate at centre-back with Andy Robertson at left-back. You've got Fabinho is a 6. You've got Henderson, for fuck's sake, and Curtis Jones. And you've got Salah, Gakpo, Diaz as the front three. Unfortunately, my boy Darwin Núñez is injured. He's not playing today. Got a toe injury, I think it is. He's not going to be part of the team that will be playing today, which is unfortunate. But let's get through the comments on the YouTube. Yep, thank you, Valve. Yep, no need. Greetings from Dubai. Cheers, thank you, Denzel. Greetings as well, mate. Big up yourself, Taron. Big up yourself, Ram. Big up yourself, Adin. I want Leicester relegation as a person from Leicester. It would be so funny. Leicester, I'm not really too fussed. The ones I need to go down are obviously Everton. I need Everton down. The sooner Everton go down, the better. The sooner Everton go down, the better. That's all I'm saying. I'm looking at Leicester today. I back them. They need the points, Tom. This is the thing. Leicester ain't that good. I'll say that much. Leicester are not that good. Leicester are ropes. Big up yourself, Kai. Big up yourself, Matt Ryan. What's going to be an Alisson moment in the last 3 games? Gomez first ever LC goal, Arthur Davies goal, or he's done it again, Alisson. If we were to have an Alisson moment to end the season, I reckon that Alisson moment would probably be something along the lines of, because it was something that you just never saw coming. An Alisson moment from this squad. Joe Gomez doesn't get far enough up the pitch to score, and he's not going to play. Do you know what I reckon it could be? I reckon it'd be a Núñez hat-trick. A Núñez hat-trick against Aston Villa. But after being 2-0 down. That's what I'll go for. Bro, listen, you know you're my bro, but this Mountain Wall prowess prop. If you don't see what Mason Mount can bring this team, that's fine. I see it. I back it. Mason Mount will be a good piece in this Liverpool team. He would be. Yeah, I can see he's continuing with this new system next season. I'm so happy, my manager. Good on him. He had to. He simply had to do it. He simply had to keep going. Alisson over a kick versus Southampton. Oof. And with James Ward-Prowse, not Mount. See, this is the thing. The James Ward-Prowse one is one who you'd sign as a 4th, 5th choice. Mount, I'd happily sign as a start for us. I think Mason Mount's a top player. But Leicester, I don't see Leicester as a great side. I don't. I think there's a lot of problems. I'm live on Twitch now. I'm on YouTube. The YouTube is in the link of my TikTok bio. Go on there, get subscribed, do all that business. But Leicester. Last time out, they lost 5-3 to Fulham. How can you concede 5 to Fulham? I'll never know. But they lost 5-3 to Fulham. They are a weak side. Last time we played them, they scored 3 goals and lost 2-1, thanks to outfires. But this is a team that needs points. This is a team that is battling relegation, and we can never take these teams lightly. Let me go find their team, actually, before I even try and make comments on stuff I don't know. What is the Leicester City team today? Scroll. Here we go. Iverson, Fires, Johnny Evans. I forgot he still existed. Harvey Barnes, Jordi Tielemans, Jamie Vardy, James Maddison, Ricardo Pereira, Wilfred Ndidi, Timothy Castagna, and Boubakary Soumaré. So it's a 4-2-3-1 for them, but they've brought in a couple of players. That's still beatable. That is still a very beatable side. I think they've gone very defensive. They've gone very, very defensive, if anything, with that setup of Ndidi and Soumaré as a partnership. Yuri Tielemans will often end up on the right, or maybe it'll be Maddison on the right. I don't rate that back line at all. I'll be honest, I don't rate that back line at all. Castagna at left back, not for me. Not for me. But our team, I don't agree with Henderson. Shot Carter. I don't agree with Jordan Henderson starting. I don't agree with it. I don't think he should be starting these games. He shouldn't. He's not good enough. He hurts our team more than he helps our team at this point. Jordan Henderson is stinking it up. I would have liked to see if you want a midfielder in there, go for Harvey Elliott. Go for Harvey Elliott if you want a midfielder in there. If you want an attacker, go Cody Gakpo. Either of those are better options than Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson is not helpful for us at all. He's captain, but we don't need that leadership, in my opinion. We've got a leader. We've got a squad of leaders. We've got the Dutch national team captain. We've got the Scottish national team captain. We've got the Egyptian national team captain. We don't need this man purely for his leadership. It doesn't make sense in my head why we still keep him around and still start him week in, week out. What are my thoughts on the £70 million price tag on McAllister? You got to pay that money if you want the top players. You got to pay that money if you want the top players. So pay it. The system needs to be tweaked. I like the variation. The system just needs players who fit it more. I don't think it needs to be tweaked per se. Maybe like a couple of minor adjustments, but not really. Trent winning the Ballon d'Or in 2024. He is that good. Leicester defensively are trash. Yeah, I can't even argue it. Yeah. I'm on a Lavia train. How about you? I like Romeo Lavia. Lavia is a top player. I still would prefer Ugarte. I think Ugarte is a better fit alongside Trent Alexander-Arnold, but I'm happy with taking Lavia. I think he's a top player, top young player, going to have a bright future in the game. We need to be getting on these signs quick as well. Trent is the best pass in the world. I don't care. Second best. De Bruyne is still better, but it's minimal. It is minimal. You see this left centre back role, would have been perfect for this role. Ben Davey. I forgot yeah. Lavia or Palhinha? Lavia. I think we should be loaning Kelleher to Brentford. I think they've got their Raya replacement anyway. I think if Kelleher should be going anywhere, it's Brighton. Kelleher should be going to Brighton. Vardy always turns up against us. Yes, but he's not the same Vardy. He's not the same Vardy as years gone by. Last year at the King Power, Dewsbury Hall scored a great goal. Could they do it again? We'll find out at A's. Dewsbury Hall didn't score last year. It was Ademola Lookman. They're going through VAR on Sky and they're showing all the times they've got it right. Why am I not shocked? Cannot see us beating Liverpool tonight. Going to take a medical performance. I just think you're down and out. We have something to fight for. I don't see that Leicester squad having that mentality. That's the thing. They shouldn't be in the spot, Leicester. Leicester should not be in this spot. They shouldn't. Leicester should be mid-table, challenging for Europe. Their players don't have the mentality for this battle, in my opinion. They don't want to be in this battle. They don't have the mentality for this battle. They don't see the point in this battle. And that should be the worry for Leicester fans who are going to sit there and go, well, they're going to throw it away. They're not going to, they don't want it. They're not going to play the right way. That's going to be the worry, surely. Hoofderson, I'd rather Gakpo and that Hendo role until the end of the season. I think we probably would have seen that if Nunes wasn't injured, to be fair. But then you've got Jota who you could use there. I don't know. Give Salah the armband. Salah needs to be captain. Disagree. You don't give captaincy to your best player. Is the system with Henderson working? The system works with whoever we put in there. We've won with whoever's in there. Henderson, Gakpo, Elliott. Fuck me, you could put me there. I'd probably make it work. When you've got Trent just behind you, any system will work. That's how good Trent Alexander-Arnold is. Your Kaiser shirt, it rubs me the wrong way. You get a pirate shirt. Me missus, I'm sorry. Look, it was a birthday present for me, missus. Next time I'm out in South Africa, I'll make her go buy me an Orlando Pirates one. I'm not on the Lavia train. Don't think he's ready to be a 6'4" as an 8, especially what strength will be perfect. Disagree massively. I'd rather prefer Kefren Turam than all this midfielders we are watch. I like Kefren Turam. I just don't think for the roles that we have in this midfield and the roles that we're going to shape up to have in this midfield, a Kefren Turan would be best utilised by our club and by our manager. I don't think that would be the case. We've got Pep Guardiola's dream versus fullback. I'm so glad we're going to use the system next year. He had to use the system next year. He had to use this system next year. He had no other choice. He simply had to use this system next year. You have found your solution. You have found your way to adapt. You have to stick by it. That's what he had to do. We shouldn't loan Keller. Should be sold to get the money. If you either loan him out or you sell him and include a buyback. That's what you do. What do you mean you don't give captaincy to your best player? You give captaincy to one of your better players, but not your best player. Because if your best player decides to throw his toys out the pram, then it all goes horribly, horribly, horribly wrong. It all goes horribly, horribly, horribly wrong. I'm playing football live today. No, that'll be back on Wednesday when my thingy gets lifted. We need to fix up our loan system because apart from Harvey, no one else has banged, and this has been happening for time. Van den Berg's done all right. Set Van den Berg's done all right. What happened to our Koshku prop? Our Koshku prop is still there. It's just McAllister's going to happen, so I don't need Koshku. If we're not getting McAllister, with Koshku's who I'd buy because I think he's a great left centre mid option. I'd argue Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard was a different case because Steven Gerrard had genuine love for this football club because he was a fan, because he came from the city. Steven Gerrard, and even then, he did throw his toys out the pram and try to leave the football club. But Gerrard was a special case. That's not going to happen. If we gave it to Salah, what's not to say he just throws the best way I can do it, look at the other clubs in the past who've given captaincy to the best player. You had the most memorable one in recent years is Aubameyang. That was just shite. For all involved, it was shite. Aubameyang was not a good leader. Aubameyang, it hurt his game more than anything. And when he didn't want to start playing and getting involved, it looked bad because your captain wasn't there. Salah has the best mentality out of any individual at this club, and that includes manager. He does, but it's also a different mentality you've got to have when you're the captain. You've got to have a different mentality in that way. I have a fear that McAllister isn't going to happen. McAllister will happen. We won't have done this much groundwork to throw it all away. This season, Clarkson, Balagizi, Bradley have all had good loans. Set been injured a lot, but every time he plays, been good. Yeah, Van den Berg's had his injury problems, but he's always been one of Schalke's better players. But score predictions, because this isn't going to be a long one. This is not going to be a long one. You get the long ones when I start before the team news comes out, to be fair. But score prediction, I'm going to go for 3-0. 3-0. I'm going to hope that we can try and nick a golden glove for Alisson at the end of the season. So 3-0. Salah with 2 and Diaz with 1. That's what I'll go for. I just something's sticking with me about this lineup. I don't know why. It's a good lineup. I just think it's Henderson that's sticking with me. I would have liked to see Elliott get the nod. I would have liked to see maybe Jota start off front. I just don't see why we brought Henderson back in. I don't see what the positivity for bringing Henderson in is. I really, really, really don't. A lot of Schalke fans believe if Van den Berg was fit, they may not be in the relegation playoffs. He was very good yesterday. Was it yesterday? Or whenever they played Bayern. When they played Bayern, I know they lost, but Van den Berg had a good game. Can't wait for the therapy tonight. Inevitably, it won't be tonight, it'll be tomorrow. But if we lose, there will be a therapy session with Hassam, I'll tell you that much. But you know what? I want to see get a game. Fucking Fabio Carvalho. I want to see Fabio get a game. I think Fabio Carvalho deserves a game. I think there was a stat when Brighton were playing Arsenal. Sky Sports showed the stat of the top goal contributions by teenagers, and Carvalho sat second. Carvalho was second, and he hasn't played like anything since November. Like, that's mad. He's a top player, and we just haven't used him right. And I think he's someone else who could have potentially had a look in this new system and probably deserves a little bit of a chance. At least some minutes today. At least some minutes, because he's a top player. And I really, really have high hopes for Fabio Carvalho in the future. I think he's going to go out on loan next year, but we have to get it right with him. We have to get it right for him. Matip is back up to trends. I think I've discovered something. No. No. Matip isn't quick enough to do it. You have to be quick enough to get up and down. Matip also, I don't think, can play right back either. I think we got lucky that he had a decent game against West Ham at right centre back. I think I don't see it personally. I think you need a lot more physical. I think you need a lot more mobility and physicality. Who would you give these numbers? 7, 8, 9, and 10. Diaz 7, McAllister 8, Nunes 9, Mount 10. Arthur should get. Is Arthur's on the bench? Oh my god! Why is Arthur Mello on the bench? What's Arthur Mello doing here? Why is Arthur Mello here? Why is he on the bench? Oh, for fuck's sake! Oh my god! Why is Arthur Mello here? I forgot he existed. The score predictions, I said 3-0, Riley, mate. 3-0 Liverpool. Ward-Prowse would be the perfect backup to Trent, both play inverted fullback. See, you see the vision? Ward-Prowse would be a very good backup or a very good squad player for this Liverpool squad. If you're able to get him for cheap, you get someone for, let's say, 30 million. You get someone who still has legs, has a lot of Premier League experience, has leadership, which apparently this squad loves, set piece quality with the ball, and can play both an inverted fullback and a centre mid. Fantastic player. And they're the type of buys that we need, because we're not going to go out and buy the £60 million options. We need to find the cheaper options who can give us something, who can offer us something. Ward-Prowse would be that option. I know he's not a nice name. I know he's not a flashy name, but he is an effective option. Carvalho well have come at Fulham. He worked well with Wilson and Mitrovic. He did. He worked really well. I thought you'd get a chance, considering Nunes up front, but no. Nope, he has not had that chance this year. If we're winning, what's this? If we're winning 3-0 at 70th minute, I want to see Arthur on the pitch. That'd just be like giving the shit kid minutes, though. Like, it's not going to mean anything for him. It'd just be giving the shit kid minutes. Pace, hype, inverted, massive, excellent on the ball, great football IQ. Has played defensive midfield before, and even though it's not the same, that experience will help as a defensive mind on him. But we don't need a defensive mind on him. The reason why Trent works so well in that role is because Trent is a fantastic attacking DM. I don't see Joel Matip being able to dictate tempo and control the game the way Trent can. So, no. James Ward-Prowse can't do it to the same level, but he can do it better than what Matip can. It goes like Matip, Ward-Prowse, Trent. The gap between Ward-Prowse and Trent is much easier than the gap between Matip and Trent. And the gap between Matip and Ward-Prowse as well. Mount, what's wrong with you? I see the vision, man. I see the vision. Mason Mount is underrated, man. And Ward-Prowse also can't run. Why is this a narrative now? James Ward-Prowse has covered the most distance in the Premier League this season, but he can't run. Where's this come from? I'd offer 20 to 25 for Ward-Prowse, 100%. Ward-Prowse has Henderson with set-piece ability. That's offensive to Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse isn't a fullback. I know he isn't. I wouldn't be signing him for fullback. I'd be signing him as an option to go in midfield if push came to shove. He can go in at right back. Ward-Prowse is way better than Henderson, 100%. Ward-Prowse went back-to-back seasons playing every single minute in the Premier League comps. Exactly. He has the legs for this. James Ward-Prowse, he is not a flashy name. Whoop-de-doo. But he is an effective player, and we need effective players. We work best with effective players. Ward-Prowse, I'm convinced you have a problem. Look, we all want flashy names, but you need these names. You need a Ward-Prowse and you need a Mount who can come in and do a job, and I'm not going to moan about it. I'd take Ward-Prowse for 20 million on. You have to pay about 25, but that's still good value. Matip on the ball is excellent, very good passer, breaks lines with his passing. I'm telling you this could work. Disagree. Joel Matip's creativity comes from his dribbling and the way he runs forwards. We can't afford for that. We cannot afford for that. Disagree massively. Look at City's transfer strategy by buying starters and buying experience to the bench. People will call him Kanji an average sign and look at him. Exactly. You need these pieces. You need these 15, 20, 25 million pound pieces who can come in and offer you something. If Ward-Prowse wasn't English, people would be begging for him. No, I don't see it. They wouldn't be begging for him to join us, but they'd be more accepting of it. Ward-Prowse is a solid option. I think people just need to get that through their head. I'm not sitting there saying he's going to win us the league title because he's not, but he's a solid option who can help us get through games, and that's what we need because our midfield is so shit. I'm telling you, Tom, see the vision, Marcus Pedersen or Alexander Barr at right back. Isn't Alexander Barr in like Portugal or something? A Danish one. I've not watched either of them. James Ward-Prowse would be like Shaqiri. Ward-Prowse would be... Ward-Prowse would just be an option. And he'd be an effective option. He'd be a good option. He'd be an option that can help. What do you think of Guardiola potentially going to Liverpool? I'd like him, but I don't see it happening. Can we get top 4 if Brighton beat Newcastle on Thursday and draw or lose Chelsea last game? Yes. We get top 4 if either Newcastle or United drop points in 2 of their remaining 3 games. Thomas said, I want Thiago players that are very good at football but don't suit the system. I want system players rather than flashy names. You need a mix of both. You do need a mix of both, especially in this system where that left centre mid plays a much more passing style. You do need both. But to just disregard the Ward-Prowse and the Mounts of this world because they're not flashy is, I think, a bit disingenuous. It's a little bit disingenuous if you're asking me. Free kicks have made people think Ward-Prowse is good. You know, I'd probably say the 7 years of consistency in the Premier League performing at the top level have made people think he's good. I can take either James Ward-Prowse or Mount, but not both. Again, though, I think the Mount disrespect is very harsh. I think Mason Mount Mason Mount's had a shit year in a shit Chelsea team. That's not a surprise. Ward-Prowse has had a average year in a shit Southampton team. When both of their sides were good, they were very good. So therefore, they are good players. Put the good players in a good team. The good player. See, it's very simple. I can't believe I'm using Hassam logic there. I'm using Hassam logic there. Do I like Sandro Tonali? I like Sandro Tonali. I just think him and Barella are one and the same ilk who just won't ever leave Italy. I like Sandro Tonali, though. I think him and Trent would be a naughty little partnership together in midfield. Mount is another Elliot. Disagree massively. I think Harvey Elliott's very good. And I think Mason Mount's very good. I think Harvey has the potential to be very good, But Mason Mount is someone who's been there, done it, got the medals. Because, and when you look at how we're playing in this new system, which we're being told is, we're being told we're going to stick with next year. You look at this, you're going, right centre mid needs to cover the wings, the 10, and have the energy to get back. Mason Mount have done all that for Chelsea. Mason Mount also has the quality to perform at a high level. Mason Mount is not one and the same with Harvey Elliott. 7 years of consistency. Yes, it has been 7 years of consistency for Ward-Prowse. I wasn't too fond of Mount, but after rewatching him for the past year as a player there, I think the hate comes from his rep, Johnny Minerals. Mason Mount, I wasn't on the Mason Mount train, but I've actually watched him. We sit there and we slag him off, and then you actually have to go watch him and try and put that player in the position that he will eventually play. Mason Mount in our system would be fucking immense. He'd be immense, I'm telling you. He'd do so well. So well. I think 30 million for Mount, I'd take, but not double that. I'm saying 50. I'd pay 50 million for Mount. I'd 100% pay 50 for Mount. To be fair, Mount, I can understand you want them because Mount would actually be effective for us. As for Ward-Prowse, let me not speak. Ward-Prowse would be just as effective in his own way. Bracey Division, I use Tonali, Stroll, Hassam. That's not a troll. I'd love Tonali. I think he's top. Ward-Prowse has more open play goals than our whole midfield combined. Not hard. Do you think it's more Barella doesn't want to leave Inter or doesn't want to leave Italy? I think Barella would. What? I think Barella just doesn't want to leave Italy. I don't think a lot of Italians want to leave Italy. Mount is clear of Elliott. I don't want Barella because of our history with Italian players, but Tonali, I hear it. If anything, Aquilani was more of a Tonali than a Barella. But, yeah. I can't lie. I don't see a future for Elliott at our club. Not got Alice to be a midfielder and lacks the pace and power to be a right wing for us. You don't need pace to be a good winger. Let's just squash this thing. You don't need pace to be a good winger. You don't need pace to be an effective winger. Your technical ability is what matters most. I reckon Poch keeps him at Chelsea because of his running. I don't think he wants to stay at Chelsea. I think that I've got to be honest. I think we're a more attractive prospect for Mason Mount than Chelsea are at the minute. There's too much uncertainty with Chelsea. They haven't treated him right either the past couple of years. When he was performing really well, he wasn't getting a new contract, while others around him who weren't as good were. You know, Mason Mount to Liverpool just seems to me like the perfect little match. Ward-Prowse got nominated last season for Player of the Season. Ward-Prowse had a very good last season as well. People forget that. Florian Pettenberg has said that Bayern will probably have to sell one of their current midfielders. Basically, translates to, I'm so glad that Gravenberch is a red. I'd sooner get Gonçalves or Koshku. I know what Gravenberch can bring, and I know Gravenberch has potential, but I don't know where he fits. I don't know what position. Is he a left? Is he a right? I don't get it. I don't see it personally. McAllister, Mount, and Ugarte next season, we take the Premier League trophy in Europa. I can see this happening. I think we take one of them, but I don't think we do both. I think we need another window. Suso plays on the wings for Sevilla, and he ain't that quick. Gravenberch, McAllister, Ugarte. Take out Gravenberch, put in Mount, and if you're not willing to do that, I'll take out Ugarte and put in Lavia. Mount and McAllister are transfer target 1 and 2. They are 1 and 2, McAllister and Mount. They have to get through this door. They're who I'm, in my mind, building this team around. You need pace to be a good winger in our system. Again, no, I don't think you do. By the old standards, sure, but we don't play that same way. We are not running in behind anywhere near as much as before. Also, Harvey Elliott isn't slow. He's just not Salah, Mane quick. Harvey Elliott still has a bit of pace about him. I think Harvey Elliott deserves his chance next year as a backup winger. 100%. 100%. What do you think about Marcus Thuram? Good player, not for me, because I don't like free transfers. I think we get 3 midfielders, probably. We don't get a centre-back. I think you need a centre back, but I also, like it is what it is. I think that's probably a position where if we're going to take a gamble, I'd be more happy to take the gamble on the centre back with Robertson, Tsimikas, Matip. Like I could afford 6 months of that if it means I've got to wait 6 months to get an actual one in. McAllister and Ugarte won't happen. You're saying McAllister won't happen because of one news story that Chelsea are interested. Come on, Ryan. Come on. The way your fan base looks down on these midfielders, you think you have Prime, Modric, and Kroos. Exactly. What about Maddison? I like Maddison. I just don't think he's defensively minded enough for this right centre mid spot. But if we end up with him, I'll be very happy. I've got no problem with James Maddison. He's a top player. Elliott is slow, let's be honest. I prefer Ben Doak as a winger over Elliott. Elliott is slow by Liverpool standards, yes. Elliott is still a good winger, though. I just think you need to at least give him a chance there. He's not explosive enough. He's not, but you don't need explosiveness to be a good winger. I worry the club isn't going to pay the money for McAllister. Why would the club not pay them? Why would the club go through all the trouble of agreeing a contract with McAllister just to, in the end, not pay the money for McAllister? It doesn't make sense, Ryan. Jacob Steinberg, bombastic, what's he said? Because he's the Chelsea journalist, isn't he? What's he said? Maddison will be so injury prone. Maddison is injury prone, but he's a top player. What do you think about Firmino and Milner both certainly leaving? I'm sad. I know it's the right thing to do. Both of them are, Firmino less so, but both of them are aging. Both of them aren't going to play as bigger parts. Both of them are on big money. But I actually quite like them both. Like, I'd sooner keep Milner than Henderson. And I'd happily keep Firmino around because I think he's a very good option. But I know that they are going to leave. And, we thank them, we wave them on. Ox and Keita can fuck off. I don't really give a shit about them. But them two I'm actually a bit sad about because I like Milner and Bobby. Mount will thrive under our system next season. Hope Chelsea fans will regret him joining us. I really like Mason. This is the thing. I like Mason Mount. I really do. Maddison's overrated, good player, but overhyped. I don't think he's overhyped. I just think Leicester don't use it. Put James Maddison in a team with players that can score the chance he creates, and all of a sudden, James Maddison isn't overhyped. What's this? Mason Mount is expected to leave Chelsea this summer despite the appointment of Pochettino. Come on! Come on! Yes! Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. This is what it's all about. Money, Mace. Money, Merseyside, Mace. Come on. Yes. Get in there. Get in there. We've become so used to crap midfielders that a donkey that can run looks like Modric to us. Madison isn't not Madison. Mount isn't a donkey. Mount's a good player. We were told 2 years we should wait for the generational talent. Look where Jude's heading. But we never. We just expected Dortmund to bend to our price and for no one else to come in for them because we're idiots. Now, because of that point, because of that incident, where we've got of the Bellingham thing, I think that has changed. I think that the mentality is changed with how we do our transfers. How much transfer funds do you think FSG will give this summer, not include money raised from sales? About 120. I reckon 120 to 150 is what they should do. And so I reckon 150 gets you your midfield done. I reckon it gets you McAllister, Mount, and your DM. With the sale of Kelleher in there. Any other sales you make, you're Nat Phillips of this world, maybe a shock one. Youth players who you're going to sell who've been out on loan, whatever. That funds your centre back. But you have to get the three midfielders in. You have to get the three midfielders in. Why are we supposed to celebrate any mids that just because they're better than Hendo? I can be better than Hendo. I'm not celebrating them because they're better than Hendo. I'm celebrating them because they're top players. Fabinho's a top signs in midfield, just dropped off very badly, 100%. Ox Cater can F off Jones, mate. No, I'm keeping Jones. You need to keep Jones. I have an agenda on Maddison after that missed penalty against Everton that would have relegated them. Look, James Maddison robbed me of something special that day. James Maddison robbed me of what would have been some truly, truly special moments in them Everton spaces that night. But I can't use that to judge him as a player. Mount has even become injury prone. He's not special. Mount isn't injury prone. Mount was just having injuries. That's fine. Do I think we get top four? I do. I think United are going to bottle it against Bournemouth and Fulham. If you get McAllister and Mount on a CB, what's your expectations for next season? Title challenge. One domestic cup. Win Europa League. If we're in it. If we're in the Champions League, then I don't need to win it. I just need to go far in it. I hope Mount is like Argentina, like opening doors and shooting from range. I don't think he will be considering to be on the right, but Mount will be a very, very, very good facilitator who has the ability in a position. Mount will be there to facilitate, basically. Mount will be there to do all the creativity side of it, to let Trent and Salah do what they do best. But Mount would also have the capability to have a moment in him, which not our right centre mid options right now don't. Oh my God, there's so many comments. I need to get through these real quick. Partey ain't officially been appointed. He could still persuade Mount. If he hasn't persuaded them by now, he's not going to persuade them because Pochettino's been in the works for ages. Gakpo is such a good signing. He's boss. I do think Mount was the right profile for the RCM. I do think he would do well. I would just prefer better. Like who? Would I let Fab go? If we get an offer over his value, yes. But I'm not shopping him out. Would you play Gravenberch as a DM? I'm trying to think it works. It may do Dutch football shooting. Is very much be a versatile footballer. I don't think him and Trent work together though. In football, you need weapons. Look at Van Gaal, but on my goals, not just football, but his heighten. It works, especially with 5 subs. He can be a weapon where we need a set piece score. You know about Ward Prowse. I agree. Mount is decent, not top quality. I think he can be. I think Mount is top quality. He can be top quality though. Tom Stock, we aren't getting top 4. Believe, Ryan. Believe. If Mount joins us and we get them out from the 2021 season, then I'm happy. Get them out from any of the 2 seasons, either 2021 or 21-22, and you're smashing it. Do I think Salah's Liverpool's best ever player? If not, do you think he will be later? Mo Salah is going to be Liverpool's greatest ever Premier League player if he's not already there. Mo Salah will not go down as Liverpool's best ever player. He will not jump Gerrard for that, but he has a better Premier League legacy than Gerrard. 21-22 Mount wasn't that good. Why are we saying 29 goals and assists in 50 games isn't good, Ryan? What are we doing? What are we doing? Do you think we'll get Bellingham? No, I think he's off to Madrid. But I'm going to call it there. I've got to go get me food, watch the game. Bang. I will see you later on the terrace. I might do a match reaction. I said that after everyone. This might be the day. Who knows? I will see you all in a bit. Love yous, leave yous. If you're on the YouTube, like the video, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you know when I'm live next. If you're on the TikTok, hit that follow button. Go into my bio. Go check out all the other socials there. Give them follows. You know the works. I'll leave you all. Love yous, leave yous. In a bit. In a bit.